Hello and welcome to the Build with Baer Workshop on a Wednesday. That's right, I'm throwing the Bear Cave leg of the site emote in the chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you are not a subscriber, you can just say hi, and that's okay as well. Let the people know that you're here and you're hanging out and you're ready to have a good time on a Wednesday. It's a build stream evening. That's right. Normally, I do my model kit building Monday, Thursday, Saturday, but tomorrow is Thanksgiving here in the United States, where I am from and where I currently reside. Mr. Bob is here. Hey, Mr. Bob, happy to have you here. So, yeah, because of that, I'm doing the whole thing on a Wednesday. Instead of doing my bonus game stream, I'm going to do a build stream. Lashbrook is here. Aristophan just subscribed. Good evening, Pat. Happy Tea Day. That's 27 months, 27-month streak. Thank you so much for that. I'm throwing more emotes in the chat, throwing the applause in there. Thank you so much for that. Lashbrook throwing the emotes in there as well. Aristophan, thank you for your continued support. 27 months. That's so many months. Thank you so much for being a subscriber. And happy Thanksgiving Eve to you as well. Now, because Aristophan is a Tier 2 subscriber, doing reoccurring payments, not using Prime, the number does not increase. The number that is right here stays at 38 out of 40. What's that? Well, if you weren't here on Monday, you didn't see the introduction of the numbers. And what do the numbers mean? Well, I think it's obvious, but I'll explain it. 40 is the goal of how many subscribers I would like to have at any given time throughout the month. Because around 40, give or take with some gifts, some bits and coins, 40 is a good indication that I am going to hit the minimum payout needed, the threshold to get a monthly payout from Twitch. So the goal is to hit 40. Right now we are at 38. So if you haven't subscribed and you're interested in doing so, now's a great time to do it. Would love to have that before the middle of next month so that I can lock things. Aristophan does it. Aristophan gifting 2 tiers to the community. So welcome, TypeScripter and those posers. I'm going to throw the applause in there. The numbers go up, says Aristophan. Thank you so much. Welcome, new friends. Feel free to throw some emotes in there, and be sure to thank Aristophan for that. So we're at 40. You know what? I'm gonna edit the number, and we'll go and put the number in there. But we will keep it up because it's good to say that that's where we're at. Now, could the number get higher? Of course it could, but 40 out of 40 is exactly where we like to be. And here's the thing. Somebody's subscription could end. Maybe it's a gift sub. Maybe it's somebody using Prime and hasn't noticed. So that number could go down to 39 at any time. So we're going to keep 40 up there because I think that's nice. Aristophan, thank you so much, not only for renewing your sub, not only for being a Tier 2 subscriber, but also for gifting those subs. I appreciate that very much. I hope folks enjoy it. And also consider, hey, if you want to convert that, you could do that at any time, and they won't charge you until your month is up. So you could convert at any point if you want to stick around and help support. Again, we're waiting to see if a few more folks want to join us. I don't know if they will, because it's a weird time. I'm model kit building on a Wednesday. What? Well, yeah, I didn't want to do it tomorrow. I don't know when I'm going to be back tomorrow. I definitely think I'll be back at 9 p.m. Now, when I say I'll be back, I want to make things clear. I'm not traveling far. I'm literally leaving my house that I'm currently in and walking 3 doors down to my neighbors. My neighbors are close friends with my parents. They're probably their closest friends here. They are in the bubble. My mom and this woman go walking every day, just about. And every Sunday, my dad and the husband go and they have breakfast, and they see each other throughout the week as well. So these folks are in our bubble. We're pretty much the only people they see. They're definitely, I believe, the only people we see, and there won't be anybody else there. So that is our Thanksgiving plan. So we do have some kind of Thanksgiving plans, but we're not traveling. Honestly, if I was going to travel for Thanksgiving, it would be to South Carolina, but I'm already here. So that is my Thanksgiving plans. But as we get ready to start the stream, because we will get building, even we don't have a lot of people here tonight. That's okay. As always, this is not the traditional night, so some people have other Wednesday plans, so they didn't necessarily change it because we were going to start building. Um, but uh, but yeah, if you have Thanksgiving plans, now's a great time to let me know what you're doing tomorrow. What's up? What's going on? I'm going to hit the old retweet on my Twitter. And I do know that I don't think that this is referenced in another thing. So I think it's going to show up as 38. So let's see. Yep, it's a 38. So this one I got to go and edit here. I have to remember to fix that. I didn't fix that before. It was a copy, not a reference. It was a duplicate, not a reference. So it did not update, but we'll do that. And yeah, let me know, folks, as we get into the. So there's been different opinions on how to say this kit. So basically, the thing with when you're working with a kit from Gundam Build Divers Re-Rise is imagine it's your own kit bash, but then you pilot it and it becomes real. So that's what we're working with here. This is the GP uh, uh, Rase-Two-Ten, basically. It's using English to try to make a Japanese word. Harold is now hosting. Thank you so much, Harold. I appreciate that very much. So yeah, it is an attempt to make English words into sound like a Japanese word. So it's the RA, so it's Ra, and then the SE of Raise or Raz goes with the 2, so it's Rase-Two-Ten. Rase-Two-Ten is how you pronounce this. It is the modification or the customization of the Rase-Two. It's annoying. This is a GP. We're just going to call it the GP from now on, or the GP-10. But it is annoying to say that. Basically, this is Ogre from and his custom nonsense mech with big cool shoulders. It's got big cool shoulder weapons and things. I'm having Thanksgiving alone, but nobody really makes a Thanksgiving meal set for one, so I bought one for 4 people and now have ham as big as my head. Lashbrook, I feel you. I understand the getting the fixings. They usually don't make even for 2. Really, I think 4 is probably the minimum if you're going to go and get those things. We did the top half of this kit, so now we're going to start working on the bottom half. There's a lot to do with this kit, so we'll get moving on it. So I feel you and understand. Mr. Bob says, I'd love to have gone out, but the combination of the state rolling back our phase and all the people who don't care piling in makes it seem like a bad idea. Mr. Bob, I would say it is very much a bad idea, and I would, want you to look out for yourselves and everybody in the Mr. Bob household. Gotta look out. I'd love to have, yeah. Oh, and the Herald throws in some emotes. And Lashbrook says the chest is straight out of the GP-02 from AA3. Yes. So basically, Ogre took a GP-02 and modified it, customized it, which made it the Rase-Two. Rase-Two. It's a modification of the GP-2. And then later made it the 210. It's just got a name that's annoying, but we're just going to call it the GP. This custom GP is totally cool to look at. But yeah, Mr. Bob, I think you're making the right call. Especially you got to feel it out, right? So for me, the county I'm in here in South Carolina, it has a lot of people who do not seem to do the right thing. So you got to be extra careful because of that. And especially with it being a holiday weekend, I am attempting to maybe put a little respectful. Hey Jam, welcome. Want to shout out Jam. Jam is showed up and threw the emotes in. Appreciate that. Welcome. But I would like to kind of be like, hey, what if we don't do much this weekend as far as driving to places or anything like that, because it feels like probably people aren't going to be respectful. And there might be even people from out of town. And one of the reasons why this county is in trouble a lot with COVID is because people from other parts of the country come here and they get in vacation mode. And apparently, if you're on vacation, COVID doesn't happen. Now, everything I know tells me that that is bullshit, but apparently it is a belief that people have that vacation doesn't count because you've been so good. As if this virus is like, well, you're on vacation, so yeah, we'll chill. It is frustrating. I'm looking forward to my mini Thanksgiving. Here's the real thing. The real is the thing I'm honestly looking forward to is food, of course, company certainly. It's the Zoom hangout that I'm going to have tomorrow night with a bunch of people that I would, if I was in New York and there was no virus, I would be spending Thanksgiving with, because the past several years I've had a Friendsgiving. I've carved the turkey. I've spent all day. I would be one of the first people to get there, one of the first people to leave, just hanging out with good friends. And also, and I've talked about this on Twitter, somebody whose name I couldn't remember. I learned it once. She was in like a BFA program with one of the hosts, and that was her only real connection. Like, she didn't have family in New York, so she would go to that. And like, they were friendly, but like, it was just like, oh, this is the person we invite to this. And I had learned her name at some point and forgot it. Hey, Lord Crashington, welcome. Happy to have you here, as always. So I had learned her name and then completely forgot her name. And then it ended up that I could have just looked at one of the emails, because the emails towards the end of the thing each year were not BCC'd, because people were having conversations. And I could have just at some point looked at, but I kind of made the decision that I was just going to like roll with it and see what happened. I'd be like, well, I don't know this person's name. We'll just see what's up. And now I have since learned it and also forgotten it. So, but yeah, those Thanksgiving were incredibly important to me, especially as I was feeling homesick for a home that I no longer had. And turns out I didn't really process the idea that the place that I lived in from age 4 until 19, I could never go back to. Because at a certain point in my life, my parents sold that house and moved. And I processed the idea of not being able to just go from New York to Connecticut to see them, but I don't think I ever truly, really, fully processed the idea that the only home I remembered, didn't exist anymore. As far as I was concerned, and I never fully processed that until the first Thanksgiving, where suddenly I was like, "Oh, I don't have anyone to spend Thanksgiving with." It was that was a weird thing. I will fully admit that a lot of unprocessed feels were happening in that time. I got better about it, but yeah, it was definitely a weird time to be me. Okay, so this is going to go in here. Okay, that's it's in there. And yeah, it does tell me how it does. That's good. Nice high grade. Way to tell me what's up. But yeah, that'll be the evening. I will be spending quite a bit of time with our family friends here and my parents, and that'll be nice. I don't know if I'll be able to carve the turkey. It won't be I'm not going to be in my house, and I'm also, it is up to the host. Maybe the host will want to carve the turkey. I don't know. I'm very good at it, but maybe they will not ask me. It's totally possible. Maybe that's the thing he likes to do in his house, or she likes to do in her house. I don't know. But yeah, that's kind of the plan. If you are looking for something cool to do on Thursday, I'm going to figure out what stream they're on right now. Let me go check out my friends Trin and Jen from Friendshipping, a podcast that was very popular and doing great. And then they took a long break, mostly because they have a book. Um, but now they're back, and they are going to be streaming as a way to help promote the fact that they have a book. And I'm going to put the link here into chat. It's called Do Friendship. That's also their Twitter handle, because I don't know why. I assumed friendshipping is popular enough that they couldn't brand that, so they have Do Friendship as a thing. And that, does that link take you to there? Yes, takes you to there. And I'm also going to. Oh yeah, I already follow them. But yeah, Do Friendship. So if you're looking for something to do tomorrow, the stream starts at 2 p.m. Central. So that for me, that's 3 p.m. Eastern, but 2 p.m. Central. They're going to be they're answering friendship questions. They're going to give away a copy of their book that's coming out, and they're also going to be playing some Stardew Valley, which is fun, and I haven't thought about in a while. So that's a fun way to celebrate. Uh, if you need plans tomorrow in the afternoon. I will be in chat. I will not be in chat for much of it because um, uh, I will be leaving pretty much right away to go to my Thanksgiving plans, so I will not be able to hang out much. But I will attempt to make an appearance in chat because that feels like the right thing to do. These are big feet. This thing has big feet. I want to talk about this kit for a moment and tell you this thing's got big feet. So anyway, that's a thing you could do tomorrow. My friends are doing that. I believe some other people will be streaming. I'm sure that there are folks who are who even if they are American, they're not celebrating Thanksgiving. They're sticking to their schedule. They'll be streaming, I'm sure. I believe Kate Stark is doing a stream. So you could do not 100% quote me on that, but I believe Kate is streaming. Kate is Canadian, so it makes sense that Kate would be not taking American Thanksgiving off, but you never know. If you're looking for some stuff to do tomorrow, gotta pass the time doing something. Indeed, Lord Crashington. Certainly. And especially if you're like, I may do a bonus stream at some point. I'll post in Discord if I do, says Harold. Well, yeah, so check out the Discord, see if Harold's going to post. I've been talking about I might stream on Friday. I definitely will not be streaming tomorrow. Do not think otherwise. I will not be streaming tomorrow. I'm taking tomorrow off. That's why I'm building today. But I'm not doing a bonus stream this week so I'm thinking I might do a bonus stream on Friday. Now, if I do a bonus stream on Friday, will it be in the evening? No. Will it be in the afternoon? Yes. Will it be playing Hearthstone? Probably. I don't know for sure, but it'll probably be playing Hearthstone. Yeah, that's my guess, is I'll be playing some Hearthstone, having some fun, doing that. These colors, I don't know if I like this color combination, I'll say. I don't. I think with these three colors work okay, but on the legs without this color here, hopefully that'll be some. Well, no, I don't think I like these two colors together. I think they don't look great. I'll say that. Yeah, I don't really love these colors. I do love how these feet come together and how posable they are. I think that's very cool. But I do not think I enjoy all of these color combinations. Huh. But yeah, I hope people have a good Thanksgiving or a good Thursday, Find the things I'm going to do. The maroon is not a great compliment. No, I'm not super. I like maroon, believe me. My first car that I loved in my life was a maroon Mercury Sable. Also, the Epion is maroon, and the Epion fucking rules. But I would say the Epion, the maroon with this red that I very much like. I don't love that combination. I think the three colors here work out all right on the chest, or the two colors on the chest work together with the arms is fine. But yeah, I'm not super down with this. All right, now we're going to put our foot up aside and we're going to work on the leg. It's time to work on the leg. And we need D. Okay. It's time for some. We are in leg day territory. Let's see. Other things I want to talk about. I did not run into this in Yakuza 0 or Yakuza 1 Kiwami, or most of. I never finished Yakuza 2 Kiwami. But it's definitely not Maroon 5, Harold. You do not have to worry. We are not in Maroon 5 territory. But this is a new thing that seems to be in Yakuza 7, which is I need to be doing way more side stuff, and I felt like I was doing a lot of side stuff, but I am kind of pretty often under-leveled when, my voice cracked there, sorry. I'm feeling kind of under-leveled in parts, and I'm very surprised about that, because I thought I was doing a decent amount. I certainly wasn't doing all the side content I could possibly be doing, but I'm not doing enough side content. I gotta be doing way more shit, apparently. And I gotta grind. So, in many ways, it is a JRPG that I don't like. Because some people were like, oh, this is the first JRPG I've liked in a long time. Or people talk about like how, like, oh, I don't like JRPGs, but I like this. In many ways, Yakuza 7 is a very fun story and in a fun Yakuza game. But it's also a mediocre JRPG. And as people who claim, the developers claim to love JRPGs, my assumption is they haven't worked on many JRPGs. Because it sometimes doesn't feel great. I think sometimes it's incredible, and I think it's a good Yakuza, but I don't think it's a great JRPG. I'm still in Chapter 3, and I'm not sure if I should pursue fights whenever they show up or just when they are on my way to the next goal. Lord Crashington, I would say fight all the time. Do whatever you can. Apparently, Lashbrook says hasn't had a problem with being underleveled yet, but I hear he gets bad about the end. I mean, that's kind of where I'm at. This has been several times where I'm just like, shit, all right, I'm not ready for this. Okay. Now, it could be like the choices I'm making, the fighting styles that I'm picking. Those could have something to do with the time I'm having or, like, like whatever. Not the fighting styles. That was a bad turn of phrase. My fighting style, my approach to fighting instead of like that. Like, I might just be incompatible with how they would like me to play. And so I'm struggling. But, yeah, it's been. So yeah. Olitku, we are talking Yakuza 7, Like a Dragon. Look, the world itself, I'm loving. The characters, I'm enjoying so much. It's weird. It's, in one hand, very respectful of the dirtbags and degenerates that its cast and characters are and their life. And it's political in ways that I'm maybe not super qualified to talk about, in terms of Japanese politics, but it also is like, it's definitely trying to have its cake and eat it too. It's definitely like going like, hey, this is fucked up, but also, let's make fun of these hobos. But we did spend a bunch of time not making fun of them and like talking about how, like, what they're up against. But we're also definitely calling them hobos. And we're definitely having fun with the idea of our class system and our weapon systems and our weird, not Pokemon, not what's happening right now thing. And it's very strange. But good cats, great cats, fun. I'm having fun with it. It's just like it is a weird game, and sometimes, and of course, like, it came out in Japan this year a while ago because they gave it the full dub treatment and they put some effort and money into it, and I can appreciate that. Um, but and I appreciate that and respect that. But it does feel like there are quality of life things I wish had happened that did not happen in this. Uh, it wants the cutesy enemy names like Dragon Quest, but then has to do that realistic types of people. Yes. So it like I said, it does want to have it both ways. It wants to be this kind of wacky, cutesy, this guy loves Dragon Quest. Very clearly. We got permission to be able. This guy likes Dragon Quests. We wanted this guy to like Dragon Quest so much that we went and got permission and a yes so that we could call it Dragon Quest and not or Dragon Warrior. No, but Dragon Quest. So that we didn't have to call it a fake name. We wanted to call it its actual name and reference it, so we went out of our way and cashed it. Somebody cashed in a big favor, and this is happening. And that's awesome. I do think that's awesome. But it also is one of those things where I'm like, I'm pretty psyched for Yakuza 8 because I think that they will hopefully take in a massive feedback about the game, about like where things kind of went wrong, and they're taking a risk. You can kind of write off the Ichi sees the world around him as character classes. That's perspective, but it doesn't make it not clash tones. Yes, so I'm interested to see how they can. Like, what if what if other characters buy into his worldview as like the parts they like, but are still aware that it's weird, and maybe that will change some things a bit about how the game runs in the future of the 8th game. But I think they're setting up a character. They're gonna invest some energy into this. They're gonna go for it. Clearly, dubbing was a big move in trying to really make a run for the U.S., which I respect, especially considering that this is, as I said, just a really wild and strange game. So I expect that this is the one they're like, yeah, let's go for it. I don't know. Hey, welcome. We got a bunch of folks rolling in. Hi. This is it's a Wednesday night build stream. Normally I build on Thursday. Tonight I'm building on Wednesday. This is my Gunpla stream here, working on a kit from Gundam Build Divers Re-Rise. So I'll tell you about this here. Sometimes I buy kits because I have fond memories of the show or the series that it's based on, at least, or the manga or something. And that leads me to go, okay, I really want to do this. I want to get this and put this together. Sometimes it's like that. Other times, I just see it on like Amazon or USA Gundam Store or whatever. I'm just browsing around, looking at model kits that have come out, and I just see a kit and I go, well, that thing looks cool. It's got the Death Army spike rifle, the club rifle. It's got giant shoulder weapons, shoulder-like cannons that, the sides of it open up to be guns. And also it's got claws. And also it can hold weapons. Yeah, I'm going to want to build that. And so sometimes ends up being the thing that pushes me to try a model kit that I'm not super familiar with, because I am not super familiar with Build Divers or Build Divers Re-Rise. I have like a inkling about what it's about, but it's not something that I'm super knowledgeable about. But it looks rad as heck, so we're gonna go for it. This thing has got big old feet, so we're gonna put together this big old feet. So we gotta put this here, like that, yeah, and then this goes through here, which looks like that. Okay. All right, that locked in place. Could hear the snap there, and then we'll get the other part of this leg over and try to do this right. Oh, the other thing I want to talk about is a late night revelation that I had. I want to just talk about this. Like, I hopefully didn't sound judgmental, and that certainly was not my intent. I later realized it might have sounded like I was saying something that I didn't mean, so I was trying to clarify it. Um, but I had this like conversation with somebody the other day who was younger than me, and we were talking briefly anyway in the internet conversation. But they were like 10 years younger than me. I think they just turned 30. I'm 40. Uh, and we were talking about Kingdom Hearts and the difference between the two of us, where I have almost no one in my life who is around my age that really likes. Oh no, you just broke the wrist on your MG Alex kit. Oh, Mr. Bob, I'm so sorry to hear that. Uh, the wrist, that's going to be a tough part to liquid cement. Maybe putty? Oh, I'm sorry, friends. Oh, that's rough. Oh, wrist is a tough one. If it's another joint, you might be able to kind of work around it. Maybe putty. Ugh. Well, good luck with that. I'm sorry. Uh, that sucks. Um, so I was saying that in my experience, I don't have friends that have fond memories um, of Kingdom Hearts, and they haven't like played all the Kingdom Hearts games. They're not super into Kingdom Hearts, and those are folks my age. Folks younger than me certainly do. And I've never really stopped to think about it. I've kind of just been like, well, it's nonsense, but it doesn't necessarily start with nonsense. This kid is super stiff in a lot of difficult ways. That's really frustrating to hear, Mr. Bob. I'm sorry. So yeah, so it was. It's a thing where I just I know people like that. Uh, they like it quite a bit, and it never really like clicked with me. I played the first game. I need C12. None of these look right. 15, 16, 11, 17, 2, 14. Where's... Oh, it's C12 on another sheet. C12 is on another sheet. That's why I couldn't find C12. C12, I believe, is... No, maybe it's not. No, it's not. It's over here. Is this over here? No, that's 1 and 2. 5, 6, 9, 11, 11, 10. Where's... That's 15. There's 12. Okay. All right. It didn't look right in the photo. That's what it was. Okay. Got it. Didn't look right in the photo, folks. Now it looks right. Okay. Sorry about that. Because when Kingdom Hearts came out, I was 22 years old, or I was about to be 22 years old. And I was still trying to be good at Halo. And I was playing Morrowind. And I will say, for my own self, I've never been a Disney kid, but I also, I liked Disney Afternoon, but I didn't really like the movies. But also, I was, at that point, kind of fucking tired of Final Fantasy. Like, my favorite Final Fantasy is Final Fantasy VI. So, 7 and 8 and 9, like, I wasn't really feeling. They weren't my jams at all. So, nothing about it really appealed to me, and I played Kingdom Hearts and really did not enjoy it. And I never played 2, and certainly didn't play 3. So there's no reverence to me for it. Now, had I been 12 when it came out, well, that sounds like a fucking different story. 12-year-old Pat Baer might have been super goddamn into Kingdom Hearts. Because it's like Final Fantasy characters and fucking Mickey Mouse running around, and Donald Duck knows dark magics. Like, I might have been super into that shit. I might have been way into that shit. In fact, I probably would have been. I probably wouldn't at age 12 have been really into Halo and Morrowind. I would have been super into that. And I think that's all it is. And it's not like, oh, it's they're messed up because they were kids when they liked it, or they're foolish because they're just children. It's just like, no, it just hit different. That hit them differently than it hit me because we are at different places in our lives. Uh, and that's all it is. Like, I think I honestly just think that I wasn't the right mindset. Maybe that's age, maybe not. Because I had friends who, I'm sure there were people who like were young and super into Halo, and there were people who were young and super into Morrowind, and there are people who were my age at the time and older that were like, Kingdom Hearts, this is exactly what I wanted. It just wasn't me. I was kind of into it, but didn't get past a few hours of the first game. Now I'm here 2020 with the 2 collections and K3 and no idea how I'll conquer the Everest of nonsense. That's the other thing, right? If you're in it, I get a lot of that too. A lot of my gaming podcast packs friends are quite a bit younger than me. And that's what it is, right? So it's like to me, like Kingdom Hearts is like completely and utterly like I can't begin to approach it or understand it. Like I try to, you know, like at least keep an open mind when people talk about it. And I'm not like saying like, oh, this sucks, but I am saying I don't know what is happening here, and I get why you like it, but whatever. And it's the same thing with like Kingdom Hearts needs a level of stupid to get you past the story, and I think it just needs a level of love. It needs a level of like buying into it, being on board with it, being willing to go for the ride, understanding that some of it is bad and it's okay that some of it's bad, and just going like, yeah, I mean, look, yes, there's this part of this story you have to play the PSP game that you can't anymore. It's like when Giant Bomb guys can tell how old they are based on which era Nickelodeon they're nostalgic for. Yeah, I mean, it's like, oh well, it's the thing where like there's there is a love, yeah, there is a love in some people, the Giant Bomb guys, for SpongeBob. Not all of them, and you can tell who are the younger people that are like, this was important to me as a cartoon. And there are other people who are like, this is the thing I know about. I know exists. I know the memes. The good news is that all the PSP games are available on PS4 now. Well, good, Mr. Bob, so people will be able to track that down. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a thing that I have any love for, but I also don't have hate for it. Uh, and I think that's just honestly like the best I'm going to be able to do. In the same way that like, oh boy, it doesn't do me any good that Rob Zachney from Vice Gaming is really getting into Demon Souls. That does me no good that like everyone on that podcast is playing Demon Souls. Because, hey y'all, I don't give a shit about Demon Souls or Dark Souls or Bloodborne. I don't like any of those games. You know what I like? I like seeing screen caps of Bloodborne because the art style is dope as hell. But the idea of playing one of those games, and I know Bloodborne isn't the same thing, and Demon Souls is almost its own because the Dark Souls has changed to make things below. I know. But the core of Demon Souls, the core of the Souls games and Souls likes, I don't enjoy any of them. So like, I want to be excited for people that I like to play those games and to enjoy those games or discover those games or find out, oh yeah, this is for me and this is my shit. I always want people to find out their shit is their shit. I love watching speed runs of Souls games. I get to see all the game with a fraction of their BS. Okay, yeah, that is a way to approach it. I could see that as being a solution. And then an odd window of age where we can read tons of text, but also aren't being expected to use it for tons of academic work. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I mean, like, it's the thing where I want people that I like to like things and have a good time and have fun and enjoy the things they're doing. That is a thing that I like. Do I also like it when they're talking about things that I also like? 100%. You know, when I talk about anime here, there's a few people in chat that are watching the same shows I am, right? Like, there's a couple of y'all that are, there are a few people that we notice, right? At 9:45 p.m., we can say we know that there are a few folks that come in around 10 p.m. because they are here more for anime talk than they are for the bullshit I talk about in this hour before we get to anime talk. I get that and understand that. I also know that there are more people here who don't watch the same things I watch or any of the shit that I watch. And so I do go out of my way to try to I sometimes I get into just saying what happened in the episode, but I try to give my take on it. I try to call out the bullshit in it. I try to talk about the cool moments in it, in the episodes, why I like the thing, why I'm disliking the thing. I try to give you a little bit more, so like you can at least be like, wait, what happened? Or, oh, okay, and like maybe it'll interest you to check out the series, or it won't because there's no way I can do that. And that's okay, but I at least try to make these moments entertaining if I can, because I understand that in a little bit, I'm going to talk somewhat at length about 3 anime, none of which you may have ever watched or will ever watch. But hopefully my passion for it and my interest for it at least makes it entertaining and interesting. That is what I hope when I talk about things that I know is for a small fraction of the audience, or at least my perceived audience. I know some of y'all just like the community. You just like hanging out. You like having these on the days. You like model kits. You're not super into it. Some of you are very into model kits to the point where you are here to check out the kits and see what's up. The Lego is less interesting than you. Some people are super into the Lego. I know that I have, I am serving many different folks by doing this, and the goal is always is to be an entertaining, cool place. That is the goal of these streams all the time, is to entertain you and to hang out and have a good time. And also, because honesty is important, it's very important to me to do these streams, because that way I can talk to people and talk at people and work on things I like to work on and have fun making model kits of things. It is very fun for me, and I really enjoy doing it. Because, we talked about on Monday, we talked a bunch about streaming and all that. Speaking of which, I will link to it when I do my Pause for the Cause. But I did set up a VODs channel, and I will let people know that I now have a VODs channel on YouTube that's where all the VODs are going to go in order. I will now no longer be numbering them. This past Monday, was episode 430 of the Build with Baer Workshop, but I'm not going to count anymore. I'm just going to do the date and a description of what we did in the episode, and I think that's going to be how we go from now on. My main channel, youtube.com/PatBaer on YouTube, will still have Baering the List and Pat Baer's Anime Club, but it won't have archives of this stream and gaming streams. Those all live on Pat Baer VODs, which hopefully someday will be youtube.com/PatBaerVODs. I got to get enough subscribers to do that. Hey everyone, first time here, always like Pat from his appearances on the Beastcast. Well, welcome! Nate, happy to have you here. Welcome to the Build with Baer Workshop. This is a special Wednesday stream. I normally do games on Wednesday, but we are building because tomorrow is American Thanksgiving. And it is important for me to not stream tomorrow night. So I will not be streaming tomorrow. So instead of doing my building stream on Thursday, I'm doing it tonight on Wednesday. And welcome. We're working on a kit. This is from Gundam Build Divers Re-Rise, which is a Gundam series. Basically, it's like VR, but you built the Gundam. It's like a fighting show. It seems cool. It's not a show I'm super familiar with, but I think its take on Gundams is very cool. Because it is, for a lot of people that have, watched a lot of shows, it's taking existing kits and then customizing them, basically. So this is, like, a lot of customization went into this kit, which I think is neat. It's like, what if people that kit bash stuff then got to pilot the thing they've kit bashed? That is a fun take. But yeah, welcome. And welcome to everybody that's here. You know, if it's your 100th stream, if it's your 3rd stream, welcome, of course. But yeah, I talked about maybe doing a bonus stream on Wednesday. Still not sure if that's going to happen. It might happen. I don't know. But it will be in the afternoon on this Friday. So I'm kind of like, got to figure it out. Build Divers is up on Gundam Info's YouTube. Been meaning to give it some time. Yes. Re-Rise is like the sequel. Build Fighters and Build Fighters Try. Build Fighters Try is the sequel to Build Fighters. Is basically like, it's basically Mega Man EXE or Rockman EXE. If you're watching the Japanese fan subs of it, it's basically that kind of concept of I made a Gundam and then I'm using some video game to play that Gundam, and then they take it a step further by doing the VR thing. And there's other stuff happening too, but that one is really a love letter to Gunpla, but it is certainly aimed at children. Whereas some other Gundam series are aimed at older people than children. The niche genre of model giant robots, custom robot, and LBX. Yeah, but I would say like Build Divers is like the virtual thing, but Build Fighters is very much a very similar in my mind to the Mega Man EXE and Rockman EXE anime. That it's like kids are the main characters. They've got their navies. All their navies are robots, but they're personal like friends. And then they go into the virtual world and fight other things. And then there's like, oh, these were all started, but this evil organization is doing stuff. Is Dr. Wily behind it? No, it's not Dr. Wily. Yes, it is. It's Dr. Wily. And then also there's a Pharaoh program that's a rogue program and like whatever. And Proto Man's there doing his thing, and it's fine. That show was actually pretty great as far as we are taking an existing property, which is, Rockman / Mega Man, and we are making a kid show. And then the video games are pretty fun. Battle Network. Those are pretty fun games. But yeah. Oh boy. Let's see. We're going to take a pause for the cause in a couple minutes. I will talk about ways you can support the channel, because that's one of the things we do around here, is I talk about ways you can support what I'm up to. Talk about some video stuff I've got going on that I made that you could watch if that's something you want to do. Various things. We'll talk about anime in the second hour, because that's always a thing I want to talk about, because that's also important. Not really. It's not really important, but get through things. Of course, I can't talk about one show because normally I stream on Thursday, and Anime Capybara-san comes out on Thursday, so I can't talk about it. I'll have to talk about that on Saturday, which is fine, because that show takes no time at all. I wonder if they'll do another episode that was, because last episode they were live at a zoo. Or not live, but they was actual real animals at a zoo. And I'm like, I wonder if we're going to get more of that, because that was pretty dope. Alright, so we need... one of the high-grade cheats on this is supposed to be a laser. It's just a sticker, but this kit has knee lasers. I like that. As I said, unfortunately, you don't get any of that because it is just a kneecap, a sticker on a kneecap, but that is supposed to be a laser, and I think that's pretty fun. Let me get this back on here. I do like that. So that's just a sticker, and it's supposed to represent a laser beam. I finally getting a PS5 next week, says Lord Crash. Ooh, all right. From a friend that got an extra bundle while helping some of his other friends. Now I just have to pay him back for the cost of that bundle and shipping. Okay, well, Lord Cratchit, I'm glad you're getting it. I'm glad friends are helping friends. Congratulations. Hope you have some fun with the PS5. Get some games to play. Get the PS5 upgrade of some of your PS4 games, and you just have a great time with it. That rules. It'll be a good holiday for you. Hell yeah. All right, let's get this sticker on here. Gotta get this sticker. The sticker, we want to center it, and then also make sure that we are level with the bends we have to make on this. Oops, that looked right, but it's too stuck to my X-Acto knife. And try not to rip it. Try not to tear the sticker, but also get it stuck. Berg. Stickers that have to bend, I'm always not a huge fan of. I prefer my stickers to not need bending. Alright, well, let's get this down then. Alright. Okay, good. And sticker is going in. Okay, those are the legs. We're done with legs day. Objectively, says Lashbrook, I know there's no reason to get it, and yet during this stream, I've been refreshing Walmart a lot trying to get a Series X. Look, I don't want to talk about objectively or subjectively or anything like that. Having new consoles is cool. That's all it is. Maybe you got more storage space there. There are a couple games that are going to look better. Your other stuff is going to look better on it. Maybe it's going to work better with your TV, or it's going to look cooler in your living room. I would say, unless you also used your Xbox, your previous Xbox, as the TV tuner stuff, getting the new one is going to be an upgrade in all aspects. I think that's the only aspect where it's not an upgrade is if you were using that functionality, you no longer get that functionality, which I know sucks. But other than that, it's like, I don't know. I get it. I get wanting a new thing, especially if you didn't get the middle ground, so you've had an old Xbox One. Yeah, I get it. I get wanting that stuff and wanting to make it all work and have it. I tried to get a PS5 off Sony, but it was just me staring at a screen that said it was my turn for 40 minutes. Yes, that seemed to be pretty common. People's experience, unfortunately. Seemed to be very rough for some people, which was a bummer, obviously. That's a real bummer. I hope that folks that are still trying to get their consoles end up with the thing they're looking for, because otherwise it's a real rough holiday thing if that is something you're looking for. But also, I will say this: it is 2020, and I think we're all kind of used to disappointments. This year, I think, has been pretty damn disappointing in many aspects, and I think that while we are certainly hurting, we're all pretty well equipped, I think, with being yep, of course. Well, of course. Out of stock is trending on Twitter, so I guess the Walmart restart tonight did not go well. I mean, here's the thing. It probably did go well. It's just demand is still too high. To me, out of stock means they sold through. Now, if error, please try later was trending, well, that's another problem. But out of stock to me isn't a problem only because it only means that there were too many people that wanted it. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's a problem. It might just mean they're not selling enough of them because it's fucking 2020. It'd be nice if everybody that wanted one could get one, but I don't think that's the case. I I'm glad my holiday's not hanging on this. I agree, Mr. Bob. I'm glad your holiday is not hanging on this. My Xbox One died, so I've been trying to get a Series S. It'll live on my streaming setup, so I don't need the 4K. I also don't need a disk drive. Yeah, that makes sense. I think Walmart still hasn't solved their bot issues that plagued the last drop. I mean, yeah. Yes, Mr. Bob. Also, things are just rushed and delayed and not where not where people would like them, and that does make it into a predicament for people. Or it makes it easy for people to be like, I don't need this right now. The Microsoft stuff is coming out on PC and looks good, or came out on my old system, or the PS5, like stuff came out on PS4 and looks great, or the PS5 stuff is being pushed, or the stuff that did come out is not interesting to me. So I get that. Especially if you did the half step, if you got the Pro, like if you have the half step, it feels like you're going to be okay. I think Walmart hasn't solved its bot issues. Yeah, I mean, that also could be true. Very few websites very few stores can deal with bot issues because bots get smarter and you only can deal with them after the fact. Unless you have an app. Like, apps, the like custom shoes thing, the limited number of shoe things seems to be one of the only like things that has been able to thwart it, and even then they haven't really. It's still very hard. It's just also their numbers are a lot smaller, but they've at least made some inroads in fighting it, and I think other companies have not been as lucky in the fight. All right, so this goes like this, and the arrow goes out front because it goes forward. Okay, working on the waist right now, so we'll get there. Here's an odd thing we're going to clip out. Just E113. Oh, Kodos64 just is following. Thank you for the follow, Kodos. Appreciate that. Shoe market is where all these bots come from. Oh, yeah. Sony was using Akami to queue people, the people who host things like Netflix. And then, of course, a lot of Amazon services got either had an attack or had issues today, and that might also have an effect on things. I don't know. But it was a lot of Amazon services were having issues. I'm definitely waiting to play Miles Morales until PS5 because the ray tracing looks nice. Yeah, I understand. That is a cool feature. Yeah, so these were kind of clipped together in shipping, and then you just snap it apart. And that always feels a little weird. Like, it tells me to do that, but it still feels weird to just be like, I'm going to separate these, and we'll see what happens. From what I heard, Best Buy and Sony Direct have the best anti-bot systems. Yeah, and obviously people that are really in demand for these things, that want these things, are doing their best to like find the information they can and spread information and just try to make it work. And like, I know that if this is something that people really want, then they're going to figure it out, and people don't want to spend the outrageous numbers or the outrageous prices on secondhands and all that. I just wish Best Buy didn't drop their new consoles at 5 a.m. I mean, also, Lord Crashing, that might be part of what their, part of their attempts to keep, to keep things in check is to do it then. I don't know. It sounds like a nightmare, and I'm glad that I'm not trying to get one of these consoles. And I do feel bad for everybody that is dealing with this right now, of course. A thing I like about this kit is it is a big, bulky. This is a big chonker of a kit, but it really doesn't have. It needs a big base because it's got these big shoulder weapons, backpack shoulder weapons, but it doesn't like. It doesn't have a lot of skirt, which is great because those usually don't like to stay on model kits, so I can appreciate that. But yeah, we'll keep working on all the parts here. We do have some parts here that would be part of the Rase-Two. Rosette that we will not be building, like the custom GN drive. I think actually it's part of the weapon, maybe, but there will be some pieces here that were part of the previous version. So if you wanted to descale it, you could do that. But I don't want to do that. I want to build the complete version that this kit comes with, and I always appreciate when it has the older parts. If you wanted to customize it yourself and maybe do a go-between. But now we are body complete. Now, we're definitely not done. We've got weapons to build. We've got so many weapons. We've got these giant claw arm, shoulder-mounted claw arm things to put together. So we've got more to do. Don't you worry about it. We also have some color pieces here, our color instructions, which I always love when we get to that. But yeah, this thing looks rad. I'm going to take one photo of it right now just as it is without all its weapons, because I think that's fun. I don't know if I'll use that, but it's nice to take a photo to document that. So we'll do that as it looks like that. And if you're new to the stream, this is the part of every stream. Oh, okay. Connection looked a little wonky there. Didn't drop any frames, but connection got a little wonky. This is the part of the stream where I'm going to take a moment or two to talk to you about ways you can support the channel if that's something you'd like to do. You are under no obligation to do any of the things I'm about to mention here. If you'd like to, you're more than welcome to. These are ways to support what I do. You being here is rad. If you aren't already following, consider giving me a follow so you know when I go live. And anything else that I'm going to talk about here is all optional. Hanging out, your Mr. Alex is definitely right-handed. Your Alex is definitely right-handed right now, Mr. Bob. Yeah. Mr. Bob, I'm sorry. You're having some real trouble with that kit. And that is a bummer. If you are currently a subscriber to the Build with Baer Workshop on my streams here, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe emote in the chat. Why not throw that emote in the chat? Let the people know that you're a subscriber. You can use Cash Money to do it. You can use your Prime Gaming. If you have Amazon Prime linked with your Twitch, you get that token. You can use that token on me. We are at 40 subscribers right now, which is rad. You can see we're 40 out of 40. Jam just cheered 3,000. Thank you so much, Jam. I'm going to hit the old applause on my soundboard. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. Bits and coins, always appreciated. Always thank you for that. Aristofan early in the stream gifted 2 subs. You could gift a sub. That's another way to support what I do here. We got some people here in hanging out that aren't subscribers. You could gift them a sub. So 40 is just the minimum that I would like to hit, right? 41 is better than 40. I'm not going to go super into it, but hitting that minimum, getting to 40 subscribers, that is a way to make sure that I'm close or at my minimum payout per month, so that I get a deposit from Twitch, and I can buy model kits, because everything I make through Twitch goes into buying more kits so that I can keep doing my streams. Another way to support what I do is joining my Discord. Not my Discord. Well, I have a Discord. I'll plug that. I have a Discord. You can join that. That's free. If you want to join something for free and you don't want to spend money, you can join my Discord. And if you're watching this later on YouTube, what's up, YouTube? You can see all this in the show description below. But I have a Patreon. That's another revenue source that directly benefits model kit building. So everything I make on Twitch and everything I make on Patreon goes into a fund. I take money out of that fund. I buy model kits like this kit. I wouldn't have this kit without those funds. So you can join my Patreon. There's tiers. If $5 a month isn't to your liking, there's 1, 3, 5, and 10. So there are different ways to support me on there. Direct donations. If you're just like a one-time thing of like, I'll give you $10 right now, you can put that towards buying a model kit. I will do that gladly. I appreciate that. There's 3 ways to do that. If you want a notification to appear here with my Streamlabs, you can donate through Streamlabs, and then I'll get a donate thing there. There's also PayPal and Coffee. Those other ones are anonymous. It's just another way to support what I do here. So sometimes I build kits like this one. This is just a kit that I saw. I was like, I'm going to buy this. I'm going to build this. But sometimes people buy things off my Amazon wish list, and it jumps the queue. We are getting into the holidays, so if you start getting Amazon gift cards coming your way, you feel like, I don't know what I want to get on Amazon. You could buy me something on Amazon, and then it'll ship here. You don't even have to worry about shipping. It comes to me, and I build it. I put in some new stuff here on the list. I got some inexpensive Lego sets up there, real cheap. They'll be fast. I got a couple of this MK2 high grade looks really nice, and also the Wyndham. I put the Wyndham in there. Those are very nice looking kits. They're inexpensive high grades. I've got some more expensive Lego and some more expensive high grades in there, like that Gustav Karl. That's another chunky friend. These are kits that would be fun to build. I put in that Silver Bullet, the Gundam NT Silver Bullet suppressor. That's just a cool, sleek looking kit. So I put some kits in there. I'd love to build them on stream. So you can pick those up, and they'll come to me in the mail, and I'll build them. And they'll jump the queue. They'll jump ahead of everything else. And I got some equipment on the bottom. It's always good to have equipment on a list like that. For those wondering, I will get back to building very soon, but I do like to just go through these things once a stream. USA Gundam Store is the alternative. You can buy a gift card there, and you send me a DM on Twitter, because my DMs are open, with the gift card code, because they send it to you in an email. That's an alternative if you're like, Pat, I don't want to buy anything on Amazon. Well, USA Gundam Store is a great place. They're out of Florida. I believe they are family owned. So that is yes, they're family owned. Couldn't remember which one was family owned. It is that one. So that is another option that you have, is you could go and get a gift card there. They send it to your email. You send me the code. I buy something there. That's how that works. Someday, I'm going to get that kit that I pre-ordered because Harold gave me some funds. Let's actually go to USA Gundam Store. I'm going to go in a tab here. I have not looked to see. I'm going to go and see if my item is shipped, because it said it was going to be shipping in Thanksgiving. Originally, it was going to be shipping in October, and then it got pushed to November. So we'll see. It is still unfulfilled. They still not have sent it. Let's see if they've updated the listing for the for this kit. And Gohan. This is Ultimate Gohan. They have not updated this. It still says pre-order. Still says estimated arrival November. They have very few days left in November. That is frustrating. I already talked about my Discord. That's a thing you can go check out if you want to check out. Oh, hey, do me a favor. If you want to see the VODs for these streams on my YouTube, I have a YouTube channel dedicated to that. It is Pat Baer VODs. It is where my game streams and my model kit building streams are going to live from now on. And they are right there. Find all my VODs there. That is the link. Please subscribe. I would like to get to enough subscriptions that I can have a custom URL for that. That would be nice. So I can do Pat Baer VODs. Basically, I shouldn't have been putting up 2-hour-long videos on the same channel that I put up 15-minute videos. That is a mistake. But yes, that is where my VODs are. Thank you, Harold. But that is where I'm going to be putting all my VODs. There's nothing there right now, but this video will be the first one that goes up there, and I'm just going to be putting up all the VODs in date order, and it'll go up there, and you can find them all, and eventually I'll put them in playlists, but right now I'm just going to be putting them up. And everything else that's shorter content. The only VOD that will go up on the main channel is when I do a live stream about anime for Pat Baer's Anime Club. Those live streams, those Wednesday bonus streams, will live on the main channel, and that shouldn't affect things too much. Once in a while, doing a long video, but just doing long videos that I don't monetize because the algorithm was telling me not to monetize them, which is a weird thing to say. It's a whole thing. It'll be fine. But yeah, go to my VODs channel, subscribe to that, help me with that. That would be great. And we are going to talk about a couple videos here. Speaking of Pat Baer's Anime Club, the latest episode of Pat Baer's Anime Club is me talking about anime I wish I had gotten on board with sooner. These are shows that are in several seasons in. And I never... Thank you very much, Harold. These are 3 shows that I like, one of which I'm going to talk about tonight in the second hour. Or I'm going to talk about this latest episode. But you might not even realize that that show, I didn't start watching until like it was 20 episodes in. And then I was like, oh, this is my jam. Okay. So I'm talking about 3 shows that I was like late to the party on, and how I'm really annoyed about that. That is a series of like Baering the List. Hey, I did my first crossover with my build streams. I ranked the 3 hit collection, best hit collection kits. The Sega Saturn, the Sony PlayStation, and the Cup Noodle kit that I built. I ranked those 3 because I felt I'm probably the most qualified person who uses Tier Maker to rank things, to rank those kits, as someone who's built them all and had them. And I even used my overhead camera to show them off in the video. So check that out. It is probably my most unique of them. And I think that's it. We're going to get talking about some anime in a second. We go over here. Get ready for that. Get ready to talk about some anime. Got to minimize this. Shove it over here. Why? Sometimes Windows, I move a tab and it's small, and as I'm moving it, it just wants to get large again. And that's really annoying. That's just an annoying thing. I just really dislike that. I just want to have my smaller tabs next to each other. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's go back to the overhead. I'm going to drink a little water, and then we'll get back to building. All right. Okay. So, now that we've completed this kit, body-wise, we got to start working on all of the weapons and armor and stuff. The thing that changes from the 2 into the 210. And also, it's time to talk about the 3 anime episodes I watched since Monday. Go over here, and we'll list those 3. Black Clover, Kuma, Baer, and Noblesse. Let's talk about Black Clover. So, we are almost done with the anime, only the filler arc. The filler arc is almost done. We are almost ready to get back into where the manga was. And in fact, we actually did a thing that would have been in a flashback in the manga, happened in this episode, which is pretty cool. The Wizard King is going to decide who goes to train in the Heart Kingdom, and because the Black Bulls are our main characters, and also because they have some really weird and strong fighters that are going to go train, we got Yami wants to send Asta, Noelle, and Nero. That makes sense. And also Finral and Luck. And it makes sense to send Finral because Finral is the transporter, so if he can unlock some other ways to use spatial magic, maybe offensively, maybe stronger defense, that would really benefit people. So I'm like, that makes a lot of sense. The other person, Luck, was kind of interesting. Luck is one of my least favorite characters because he has had almost no character development. His thing is that he is clearly unstable. And the only thing he's ever been good at is fighting with magic. And so the only approval he ever got from his mother was about his magical fighting ability. So he has really crafted that, and that has become like his sole thing is fighting people. But I will say the thing I like about Luck is that he uses electricity powers, but he doesn't just like shoot lightning at people because he uses lightning magic. No, he wishes he had a better fighting magic for, punches and kicks. So he just makes armor out of lightning, and he uses lightning to make him faster so he can get at people and fight them. And I really like that. I think that is a unique and interesting way to use your abilities. Is he's just like, I like fighting, and I'm going to use my magic to be able to fight better. And then he also now has mana detection, which is cool. Now, if I was going to pump up some characters in Black Clover and unlock some abilities and make them stronger, I would send Charmy, because Charmy is the most overpowered character in the entire Black Clover series. There is no character, in my estimation, stronger than Charmy because she's a joke character. Her magical abilities is that she has cotton magic, which you would just be like, what does that mean? Well, it normally means that she can make giant things out of cotton, but she also makes these sheep out of cotton, and they can make food. And the food they make replenishes mana, which doesn't make sense, and they've even said you shouldn't be able to replenish people's mana with food that you made using mana. That doesn't make any sense. What are you talking about? Because it doesn't make any sense at all. But she can do it. She's also part dwarf, which is like an ancient race that no one's ever seen before. So she also has another magical ability. And her other magical ability, she literally has a second grimoire. Her other ability is glutton, where she can absorb and eat other people's magic. So you throw magic at her and she eats it, which makes her physically stronger. And that is a combination that is legitimately unparalleled in the show. But also, she didn't know she was part dwarf. She doesn't know what to do with that information. And she is a jokey character that is often in a chibi form because she'd much rather just eat and hang out. She's lovely person. But yeah, she has some of the most incredible magic in the show. But of course, we rarely get to see her be awesome. Yuno is not going to go, which is interesting. He is declined going, which I don't know why he would not want to go because there is a wind spirit there. So maybe he would get stronger, but I guess he's going to power up on his own. And then Mimosa and Leo are going, and I can see that Leo is part of the younger generation. That makes total sense to me that he would go. Mimosa is a healer, and healing magic is pretty rare in the kingdom, it feels like. So having her be able to beef up her support would be pretty good. Also, she has this spell that lets her map out where people are strong in the area. It's she's got some good defense stuff that nobody else has. So they're sending her. And then Charlotte nominates herself because she realizes that when she was taken over by an elf, she was a lot stronger than she is now. The elf. So she's like, well, I'd like to tap into that potential. I can remember how it feels. And then also Rill is going to go, which makes a lot of sense because that dude's magic is off the charts. And he's going for selfish reasons, which I can appreciate that not everyone is going, for the good of the country or the kingdom. He's going because he wants to grow up and mature so he can be a cool dude for the girl that he has a crush on, which he doesn't realize is Charmy in her a more adult form, which which is great that apparently no one has said, oh, that girl that you met? Yeah, that's that girl right over there. Apparently no one has told him what the deal is, which I think is pretty funny. Okay, then we got the medal transforming ceremony, or medal gifting ceremony. Asta doesn't get a medal because, there was that whole thing where he was tried as maybe for treason, and he is still on probation for that, so he doesn't get an award, although he definitely should, because he did do the final blow that killed the fucking demon, and they would not have gotten where they were without him. But anyway, and also Nero was important in that. She should have gotten an award, but a bunch of people get some awards. And Yuno is now a first-class senior knight, which is the rank right under captain. And there have only been a couple peasants who have been captains, and so there have been very few people of that rank. And then also the regular king, not the wizard king, demands that Seki, the bronze mage, he be given that same class because he accidentally saved the king. He is the guy that lost to Asta a long time ago, and he is a comic relief character. that I was surprised came back. But he is now, he accidentally helped the king, and so now he's stuck helping the king. And okay. And then Magna was not chosen. Magna is probably the least strong character. Well, I'll say this. Magna is definitely the least powerful character in the Black Bulls. He is the most likely to just like be a character you were like, oh yeah, that guy, because he's just like a delinquent. But he does consider Luck to be his rival because they came in at the same time, and so he begs to be able to go train at the Heart Kingdom, and I guess he's going to go. And I don't see him getting much stronger, but maybe he'll get a little stronger because, like I said, he doesn't really have a lot going on. Because everybody's got like weird powers. But I will say this: he's not shitty because there's at least one character that's just there's characters in the show that are garbage, and he's not garbage. So there's that. Oh, I forgot a piece that needs to go on here. Anyway, that's Black Clover. It was mostly just like world building and like stuff that's going to happen later. But that's okay. I am excited to see where it goes. I believe next episode is going to be a battle with Yuna. Yuno is going to be doing some fighting. And maybe that'll look cool. I don't know. Okay, so this goes on like this. And then twists. So it looks like this. Okay. As always, I'm doing one of these, and then the other will be a lot easier to do. That just happens. So, Kuma Baer. This one's an easy one to kind of talk about because, like, a bunch of stuff happens, but, like, not a lot of it is super important because, like, you know how sometimes you build up a character and, like, and they just get wiped out? When you have an overpowered main character in an anime, one of the issues that they run into is it's very hard to have like a worthy adversary for a character who is incredibly overpowered. Because even if they build up a character, they're still going to run into the problem of, yeah, but they're not as badass as our main character. And that happens here. So it's the king's birthday, and it's also time for a dude to show up named Gulzum. Now, Gulzum was a court magician or scientist. He was a researcher, and he was using convicts, which people were fucking pissed about. And so he got booted out of the kingdom, and he swore his revenge. And so he raised an army of monsters that he controls to exact that revenge on the king's birthday, because he's going to, like, attack then. And, of course, there's a bunch of monsters in the forest, and some people are getting hurt. And Noir, the young lady that Yuna is friends with and cares about, well, her dad is going to be coming on that through that forest. So Yuna doesn't know that this dude is going to attack the king in the kingdom. Doesn't know he's already showed up in the kingdom in the royal chambers to threaten the king through like an illusion spell. Doesn't know any of that. She just like shows up and just demolishes all these demons and ogres, and she doesn't know who this dude is. This dude is like, I got this giant worm. We're going to take you down. And she's just like, I don't know who you are. And just literally burns the worm up and then rushes up and just punches the guy once and knocks him out. And she's like, and then Cliff shows up and is like, this is the guy that attacked the kingdom. Like, we got to tell people. You kicked some ass. And she's like, I don't want people to know. Let's keep this on the DL. But the problem is that as soon as this guy made his presence known, the king had the leader of the local guild, the Adventurers Guild, like, use her magic to sense what was going on. And so everybody knows that this Baer woman did all this cool shit. So uh, the king knows, and the Yuna asks like, "Hey, don't make a big deal about it, because I want to kind of live my life a little quietly. I didn't do this for the kingdom. I did this to like help my friend." Uh, which is very, very nice of her. Oh, I need H2 too. Okay. Oh, the other thing that happened in this episode that was adorable. Oh wait, did I do this? Or no, I didn't. Okay, it goes on here. That's what it is. Okay. Another thing that happened in this episode that was adorable was that uh, Noir, the child of Cliff, the local lord, Fina, who works and is good friends now with Yuna, and Misa, who is the girl they saved in the last episode, who's childhood friends with Noir. They form the Ms. Baer fan club. They are now Baer friends, not Baer rivals, and they are now the first three members of the fan club. And the idea of the fan club is if you have encounters with the bear and her bears, that you have to tell the other members of the group, and they're gonna. And Yuna is member 0, but she's not supposed to know about it. And it's just like young ladies having a cool club. They're just having a secret, fun club. But the idea is eventually they're going to get more members. They're going to invite more members, and they have business cards. They have like club cards with your number depending on when you join the group, and it's y'all, it's adorable. It is lovely and great and very cute, and I love that they're because the thing is like another thing I didn't mention about this episode is Yuna goes to the castle to meet with the king or just see what's going on. And Flora, who is the princess, she's young, the princess, she just goes, I heard there was a bear here, and I came to see what was up. Hey, let me take you on a tour and hang out. Because every young girl loves Yuna because they love her bear style. And they're not wrong. Yuna rules. But it is, I love that she's like eventually probably going to end up being a member of this club because at some point, every girl in the kingdom is going to end up a member of the Yuna fan club. Uh, and it's just, like I said, it's just adorable. It's just an adorable element. So yeah, nothing super exciting happened this episode. It was really chill. This show has been occasionally emotional, and this one was not one of those episodes. It was just like fun and low pressure and like chill, and I'm here for it. I'm here for some chill like fantasy stuff. A character who is isekai and seems to not have an issue. She seems to never have any moments where she's like sad about it or wondering what's going on with her parents or her grandfather, what's going on with her, like, what's happening in the real world. Will she ever get back? She seems pretty damn nonplussed, considering that she is trapped in this world and was transported there, and is not, is not having any problems with that fact. It's like, oh, okay, I guess. All right, so this is gonna go. How does this go? Like that? Oh, okay, it goes like that. And then the last episode I'll talk about is Noblesse. All right, so this episode was great because it started answering questions that I've had for a while about the show. So this show, if you don't know Noblesse, it is a story of the noble vampire, the Noblesse, the noblest of all vampires. The title for somebody that like protects vampires and like deals with a lot of bullshit that nobody else wants to deal with. So that's Rye. He has been asleep for almost 1,000 years. And a leader of one of the noble clans who knew him from back then, who's still alive, because a lot of noble, apparently there's been a big change in the nobles, so there haven't been a lot of them. but this guy remembers what was happening and knows him. He does not expect to find Frankenstein and Rye. And we find out, look, we knew Frankenstein is a human that has abilities stronger than most vampires, including a lot of vampire lords. Like, he's got abilities he 100% definitely should not have as a human. He also should not be still alive after 820 years plus. He should not be alive, but he is. Also, I want to say this guy, Gustel, he has great style. This dude he's an old dude. He's got a beard and long hair and a ponytail. And it's all white hair except for like black streaks that match the ponytail and his hair. He is the grandfather of Regis, the annoying vampire guy. And they do look somewhat similar in their hairstyles. So I was like, oh, yeah, all right. He does look like that dude. But he knew Frankenstein. So this episode is a flashback about Frankenstein. He was a noble hunter. He hunted the upper-class vampires and experimented on them, which is how he gained access because he, like Dr. Frankenstein. Instead of if Dr. Frankenstein wasn't looking for the secret of life, what if Dr. Frankenstein was looking for a way to imbue himself with the abilities that some vampires have? So that's basically what this dude is. He, by studying them and hunting the wicked ones, he was increasing his own ability and his life force. He has a fight with a dude named I'm looking up Rhaegar. And they go toe to toe, and they're pretty evenly matched. But then Frankenstein, his powers start going out of control because he doesn't quite have a lock on how to use them. So he is just like, I'm out of here. I'm running away. And then at the very end of the episode, he runs into Rye. And that's how they meet. And I guess the next episode is that. I was not expecting an origin story or any sort of information about Frankenstein. This show is giving me more than I thought it would this early in the series. And I'm thankful for that. Let's see. Is there anything else in this episode I want to talk about? Oh, yeah. Turns out that one of the reasons why they were looking for the coffin of Rye is the former vampire lord. For some reason, people blame Rye for his death. And now his daughter is the vampire lord. And she definitely blames him for what's going on. And we don't know why. So that is one of the reasons why people are tracking down. They're going to bring him in for, I don't know if they're going to bring him for trial or for what, but that is what's up. And I'll say this, it's good to know why. It's good to know why some vampires are here and what's going on. That is cool. And yeah, lots of flashbacks. It's pretty neat. It was pretty cool to see Frankenstein doing, some high-powered stuff when he was wilder and hadn't met the master yet. And then we'll see. I guess we're going to find out how and why he becomes the assistant to Rye. And I assume it has something to do with saving his life from vampires. But I don't know. That was pretty cool. And that is the anime I watched in the last 3 days. Because as I said, can't talk about Anime Capybara-san because that comes out tomorrow. I will talk about that on Saturday, which will be my next build stream. Of course, we're still building here, working on these cool weapons. I will have a poll up tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll have a poll up, a Thanksgiving poll for my $10 patrons to decide what I work on next because I have, we will get done during the Saturday stream. We will get done with the rest of this. Although is this the wrong piece? No, this is the right piece. Okay, we will get done with the other parts of this cool weapon on Saturday. We should be able to finish up and then get into my next build. And I got to decide what that next build is going to be. I don't know. I've got a couple things. I'll show it to you. I've got the Astaroth, which is a high grade from Iron-Blooded Orphans. I've never built that. That's a cool looking kit. It's a pretty Gundam-ass Gundam. And I've got the RGM to build. Those are the two kits I have in my backlog right now. I do have another kit coming. I've said this before. I think I've said this before. I have a high grade, or no, the first grade. It is the RX-782 first grade. It is a new design of a kit, which is attempting to be a like your first model kit, like a great way to start building model kits. And I want to try it out and see what it is. That's in the mail. I don't know when that's going to arrive. Also, at some point, I guess I'll put that up in the poll. I could just do that. Is my freestyle Lego build. I got to do that at some point. I don't know when that's going to be, but that's going to come up. I'm going to build a mech out of Lego. The only thing I know for sure is I want to build some kind of compartment to have a cockpit that I can put a minifig in, and I want to have wheels on the feet so it can roll around. And that's all I know about this kit. It's going to be a mech. It's going to have, it'll probably have wings of some kind, but like those are like the big things that I know for sure this kit I want to have. And then everything else I'm like, I don't know yet. I'll kind of like see what happens as I build it. But that is the next project, one of the next things. So I'll put that up on the my $10 patrons get to vote on what I do next. So that'll be coming up. I also have to record a video for all my patrons, my Q&A video. I'm going to record that on Friday. I'm still waiting to see if I get another question for that. But I'll be sending that on Friday. And then, yeah. Like I said, I think I'm going to do a bonus stream on Friday in the afternoon. It'll probably be like 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern. It's just like I haven't decided what I'm going to do. It'll be a game that I want to play. It's probably going to be Hearthstone. Let's be real. That is what I'm most interested in right now, to play in front of an audience. Okay, so we finished this one. One of the cool things about this kit is we're building this, and then we're going to assemble these and assemble the weapons, and then we are going to add in even more cool things, put all the weapons together, and do all that. Instead of starting the next part of this, I'm going to jump ahead a little bit, and I'm going to build one of these claws because it's cool. This extends. This is going to go on the back. It's basically going to go like, it'll connect with another connector to like here and live on there and be able to do a bunch of cool shit. But let's build the cool claw that comes out of it. Build one of these cool claws. We'll build both claws. So in F and F. But let me know, hey, what are you watching right now? Or what are your plans? I mean, we talked about Thanksgiving before. Y'all got, if you didn't answer earlier, you want to tell me about your Thanksgiving plans, feel free to tell me what you're going to be doing for Thanksgiving. Or this weekend. Some of you are obviously trying to get some consoles, trying to buy a console. But if there's anything else going on with y'all that you want to tell me about, feel free to let me know in the chat. Yeah, if you got plans this weekend or tomorrow or whatever, if you're gonna be doing any cooking, I don't really have anything to do cooking wise because we're going to neighbors, but I am excited to see them. As I said earlier, reiterate, these are folks that are in our bubble. These are people that my parents spend time with socially, and my mom sees her just about every day on walks. My dad hangs out with him consistently. So these are people in our bubble. They don't see people. We don't see people outside. So that is where we're at with that. Because that's important. It's important to fucking say. I binged Peacock Saved by the Bell reboot today. Way better than I was expecting. Oh, honestly, that's good to hear. That is not a thing that I have necessarily interest in. Like, I think I watched a lot of Saved by the Bell over the years. I watched several of the movies, including the Hawaii, the later Hawaii one. Like, I think I've watched the New Class. I watched the college years. I think I have put in my time, and so I'm glad to hear you enjoyed it. But yeah, curious to see how they handle the parade tomorrow. Then right after roll into the Mystery Science Theater marathon. Hell yeah, the event that is happening tomorrow. I have no idea what that's going to be, but kind of interesting. Lord Crashton says, having dinner with parents. That's about it. I hear you. Aristophan says, my wife is working on putting together a nice dinner. My younger daughter and her each made a pumpkin pie today, and other prep was done. Hell yeah. No problem with that. No need to apologize for grammar, Aristophan. You're typing into chat. I get it. That is okay. So this is what this claw looks like. It just goes on over this. That's pretty dope. Look at this claw. And I can extend out. Dang. It extends out maybe a little too much. But it extends out and can even move around a bit. That's awesome. And that's very cool. So yeah, so now I got a claw on this. That's awesome. And we'll assemble the rest of this part of the claw too. I'm the type of person who uses periods in text, so grammar bothers. Totally understand, Aristophan. As I said, no need to apologize, but I also understand why you apologized. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely check out a little of that parade tomorrow, probably, but not much because it's not super important to me. I mostly will check in with friends of mine who are watching and seeing what they have to say about it, more than anything else. But yeah, as I said, I'm going to the neighbors, and then when I get back, a friend of mine is doing a Zoom hangout. This is the friend who he and his husband normally have people over for Friendsgiving, so we are going to hang out there, and I'm really looking forward to it. Spending some time there and chatting via the wonderful World Wide Web. Just doing a Zoom hangout. I am hoping, says Lashbrook, to beat Yakuza this week. That's about all I got planned. Hell yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily think I'm going to beat Yakuza, but I am going to do well. As I said, on Friday, I'm going to shoot a video for my Patreon because at the end of every month, I shoot a Q&A video that is exclusive to my Patreon. So $1 tier gets something because I appreciate that people give me $1 a month, and I want to give them something, so this is the thing I can give them that nobody else has. Of course, all the other tiers get that as well because, you gotta look out. But yeah, that is a thing that I am gonna shoot on Friday, and yeah, playing some video games. Maybe I'll stream on Friday. I'm thinking I probably will stream on Friday. I think that's like, at this point, it feels like a thing that I'm gonna be doing, is doing a Friday live stream in the afternoon. So probably like 1 p.m. Eastern to like 3 p.m. Eastern, just like do an extra thing on a Friday, play some Hearthstone. I'm already going to be playing Hearthstone that day anyway. I might as well do it on stream. Try out my decks. I got a standard deck that is like fine. And some wild stuff that I like. Just trying to play around with things. Play around with the cards that I have. Try to get some new ones. Try to rank up. Get some new cards. Deal with that stuff. And then, yeah, play Yakuza in my free time and enjoy my time with Yakuza. Alright, so this has got to go... How does this go in? This goes in... This? This is a fake GN drive. It's like a mini GN drive. If you're aware of those things like that from that series, this is one of them for some reason somehow. It's like a mini version of the GN drive. I really like that idea that you have weapons that you power with mini GN drives is cool, even though obviously it doesn't look great because it is part of a model, or is part of a high grade, so they didn't go super high tech with it, which is fine. This is the wrong side. That will explain it. Where it goes. This is what I want to be putting it in. I'm doing this upside down. No wonder why that was giving me a problem. It's going to go on this one. Yep. See, sometimes you just, like, that's the real honest to God thing. Like, people ask, like, hey, how come you don't build for, like, longer? How come you only do 2-hour streams? And that's exactly why I only do 2-hour streams, is because I start making very silly errors. Like, oh, I'm trying to put this piece is upside down. Like, that is a silly nonsense error I shouldn't be making. But yeah, so this weapon is going to live on this shoulder compartment, so we can read there. But also it has a handle. So if he just wants to hold this big giant bazooka gun that is powered by, it's powered by a thing that normally powers mobile suits. And I love that. I think that is great nonsense. Let's put the stickers on, and we'll wrap up once I get these 2 stickers on. Stickers number 5, which go... Where do these go? These are little squares. They go around the barrel. Oh, they go here. Okay. They help. These are going to help give the illusion that this is a big green thing. So this is the GN drive. These stickers are helping to sell. Also, I will say, if you're a big stickler, like, you can look at some of these weapons and realize that, like, this should not all be the same color. Yes, it is a really great bunkers touch. You're totally right. This should not be the same color. This piece should be different, but it's all the one color because it's a high grade, and that's unfortunately a thing. Same thing with the ogre. Like, you can even see it in the photo that the club is going to be all one color. It's all going to be, and the handle should not be that color. That's annoying. There is also a fake GN drive on the back of this as well. So it's got a GN drive to power it, and then also it has the 2 GN drives in its big bazookas, and that's nonsense. All right, I got to build another one of these on Saturday. I'm going to put one last piece on it and just finish it up, and then we will call this a stream. We are going to raid. That is a thing we do here on this stream. We go and find somebody that's still streaming out there, hopefully on the West Coast, because they're going to go for a few more hours, and that way you can continue to have fun on a Wednesday night and hang out. So that is the goal, is to go and find somebody who's out there streaming. So we are going to go do that. And yeah, I got a few more things. This is going to look rad on here. Can't wait to finish this kit up because it is a good, fun chonker. All right, so let's go and see who is streaming right now that I like, that I would like to go and raid, and we will go share the love and send them some of us. And let's see. Yeah, all right. Let's see. All right, we are going to go raid Matt Wiggins. Matt Wiggins is a cool dude. He's been streaming like every day. He did Desert Bus, which is a charity event thing I talked about, and he was still streaming himself, which is nonsense, and he shouldn't have done that, but he did. So we'll go reward him for his constant streams by showing him some love. So we'll go give Matt a little bit of love there by raiding. Matt's a good dude. He's got a good community hanging out, so we'll go give him a little bit of the love. Thanks so much for watching the stream. I hope you have a great rest of your evening. Feel free to come along on the raid. If not, I hope to see you. As I said, bonus stream on Friday. I'll mention it on the Discord. I'll mention it on Twitter. I think I'm going to do a bonus stream on Friday. It's possible I won't. I might not be feeling up to it, but I think I will. But at very least on Saturday, I'm going to finish up this big chonker, and we'll put some cool weapons on this thing and make it look rad, and then look at it and go, this thing is rad. This is so cool. I'm so psyched about this. That's coming up. And then, of course, more building. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a great night. Goodbye. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.